Centro-Latino-for-Literacy was founded near downtown Los Angeles in 1991 to address the need for basic literacy among the city's large Latino immigrant population. Then, as now, most non-literate Spanish speakers would enroll in English as a second language programs, also called ESL. They would find them too difficult, and after struggling to keep up, would drop out. This is why Centro Latino was formed, to teach non-literate youth and adults to read and write in Spanish first. This approach builds foundational skills as well as confidence. Newly literate adults not only learn English, but they also support their children's education, improve their employment opportunities, and pursue their dreams and aspirations. Our students are youth and adults who were never able to go to school, making them both vulnerable and marginalized. Literacy breaks the cycle of poverty and unlocks potential. We believe everyone has the right to live up to their full potential. Centro Latino would like to increase adult literacy throughout the nation. Our short-term objective is to build on the success of a 3-year Los Angeles County-wide Spanish literacy campaign that offered our 43-lesson, self-paced, web-based curriculum, Leamos, or Let's Read, to 16 different community organizations. We're enhancing Leamos by adding 10 additional lessons and making it more user-friendly. Our longer-term objective is to take our existing classroom-led functional literacy program and migrate it to the web. This program is called Listos, which means we're ready. It teaches grammar, math, and finances. If successful, Centro-Latino-for-Literacy will have developed, tested, and made accessible a web-based pre-ESL curriculum that increases the student's ability to succeed in English and unlocks greater opportunities. Centro Latino's approach to affect change is to maximize the use of technology and streamline the literacy process. Typically, it takes 1,000 hours of one-to-one instruction for a non-literate person to achieve basic literacy. Centro Latino has reduced it to 1/10 of that time. This increases efficiency, effectiveness, and reduces the human and financial capital needed to teach literacy. With more than 20 years of success, we have become known as the go-to organization for reaching non-literate Latinos. Many of them speak Spanish as a second language. Their mother tongue is one of the indigenous languages spoken throughout Mexico and Central America. Centro Latino is uniquely positioned to help the non to low literate youth and adult Spanish speaker, as well as those institutions and organizations that interact with the Latino immigrant community all across the United States. Centro Latino's effectiveness is rooted in our quest to solve the illiteracy issue for the Latino community. Centro Latino is the only organization in Southern California with the sole purpose of developing and promoting literacy instruction to Spanish speakers. Early in the organization's inception, we realized that to effectively reach the non-literate Spanish-speaking community, we needed to engage with adult education partners, specifically the ESL and GED programs. If students were dropping out of ESL classes, then how could Spanish language literacy programs effectively reverse the dropout rate? Centro Latino staff and our board of directors engaged the help of California legislators and secured a ruling from the California Department of Education that recognized native language literacy as meeting pre-ESL state standards. With this, we began our first partnership with the Los Angeles Unified School District. Centro Latino has a strong organizational culture of partnership. We wrap our services around other organizations that use our Leamos curriculum in their programs. This enables them to accommodate non-literate clients, many of whom are heads of household, and helps them access vital services for their families. Our literacy program and curriculum have received summative evaluations by Dr. Concepcion Valadez of the UCLA Graduate School of Education and Information Sciences. We also track our outreach, enrollment, and completion figures on a yearly basis and seek ways to improve them. We capture the impact of our literacy programs by doing pre- and post-surveys and asking students to describe in their words what it means to be literate. Stories like Julia Chai's abound. When her older daughter started school, she could not help her. Julia said she wanted to magically open her eyes to know how to help with her daughter's schoolwork, but she just couldn't. The little girl and her mom would both cry. Julia felt heartbroken and helpless. But now, after studying at Centro-Latino, Julia can help both of her daughters. Most people don't know that we operate 7 days a week, offering morning, afternoon, and evening classes to accommodate adult learners' work and family schedules. Most people don't know that 30% of our students speak an indigenous language. In other words, Spanish is their second language, and English, once mastered, will be their third. People are impressed to know that our students range in age from 16 to 88 years old. The greatest surprise of all is that we use computers to teach basic literacy. They make it possible for Leamos to be available to organizations across the country. That means that students can access literacy through the internet, whether that is in their own community organizations, in libraries, or in their own homes. The essential tools to implement Leamos is an internet connection, a computer, and a helper who speaks Spanish. This helper shows the learner how to turn the computer on and off, how to navigate the mouse, and checks in on the learner's progress. The rest is in the curriculum. In over 20 years, two major accomplishments come to mind. In 2004, we moved our successful classroom-based literacy program, Leamos, to a CD-ROM and then to an open-source web platform to make it more accessible beyond our classrooms. Then in 2007, the California Department of Education both applauded Centro Latino for our work and recognized native language literacy as a pre-ESL standard. The greatest accomplishments are those of our students. They now know how to read street signs and can fill out forms when they see a doctor. It makes them so proud of themselves and gives them a true sense of accomplishment. One of their last assignments is to write their story, including what literacy means to them. These testimonials are posted all over the hall at our annual graduation and are read by over 200 guests. While people are happy to support literacy education, they think the need only applies to children. The public, including many of the funding and education communities, assume that adults can read and write. Yet in Los Angeles County alone, just under 216,000 Spanish-speaking youth and adults can't read or write in Spanish or English. To improve the literacy of our children, we need to teach their parents. Funding directed to adult literacy is double-duty dollars. When we teach the parent, we reach the child. The second challenge is that most people assume that adult Spanish speakers and immigrants are literate in Spanish and can just jump into an ESL course. We know this isn't the case for approximately 10% of the Latino immigrant population. Our push to teach Spanish first is in reality a pre-ESL program, one that equips our students not only to learn English, but to be able to function and navigate in today's world. Additional resources would provide Centro-Latino-for-Literacy with the ability to complete the development, programming, and testing of 10 additional lessons to our existing web-based basic literacy curriculum, Leamos. Additional resources would also enable us to develop and design our current classroom-led literacy program, Listos. It teaches grammar, math, and financial education. When completed, the Listos web curriculum would immediately benefit the Leamos literacy graduates who can't access our classrooms to advance their learning, and would also reach very low literate adults who place out of Leamos but are still not able to fully function due to low literacy. These combined programs would effectively teach a non to low literate Spanish speaker how to read, write, compute, and understand basic technology, and in essence, be functionally literate. Additional resources would help us develop an outreach and marketing strategy to reach the estimated 2 million U.S. Spanish speakers who do not know how to read and write in any language, and let them know there's a solution. We would love to more effectively capture the stories of transformation that students go through because of literacy. These would include the impact in their work environments, increased engagement with their children's schools, and their own sense of accomplishment and self-confidence. We know that the need and urgency is so great. Adult illiteracy affects all of us. It's much too costly to ignore, both for the Latino community and for the 30 million adults across this nation who are functionally illiterate. We'd also welcome the talent of researchers, writers, and policymakers who would advocate for the benefits of native language literacy as a sound and effective bridge to English language learning.